Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm making granny squares. I have some samples here. I'll make this one. So this one has 24 single crochet in the center. Thank you. Thank you so much. So in this one, I've used a thick yarn, and so I made a single crochet in the center. Here I made double crochet. And for the second round, I'm going to make these squares. That is a double crochet, chain one, skip one, and double crochet. So since I'm starting with 24 double crochet, end of this row I should have 12 squares. Hello, Abhishek. Thank you for coming. So these are 12 squares. It's chain one, skip one, yeah, and chain one, and then a double crochet. So, and actually I made a mistake. I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize. Here I had made single crochet, and so this was fine. But here I made double crochet, so it takes up more space, for which I should be actually, so I should start with chain 5 or 4. Start with 5, then skip 1, so this is a double crochet and 2 chains. So since the ring has double crochets, so traveling all across will need more stitches. So now it will be equally progressing the circle, if you can see. So skip 1, then double crochet, then chain 2, so this is the last one. So this is the skip 1, and there's already a chain here, and my beginning chain was chain 3. So in the third one, I'll make a slip stitch. So now I get the circle, which I started with 24 double crochet in the magic ring, and then I made 12 of these squares. So I have this, I'm making this pattern. So I have 12 of these squares. Now to make a granny square is basically starting from a circle, anything circular, and then changing it into a shape, whether it's a square or a triangle or a hexagon, whatever. So I have this basic circle now, and I have to change it to a square. And since this has 12, I can divide it into 4. 4 3s are 12. So 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 squares will make, if I make a corner here, then I have to 1, 2, 3. Second corner should come here. 1, 2, 3. Fourth corner should come here, and then 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to make a corner like this. Okay, this is the most simplest one. So I'm entering here with a slip stitch. And then I'll make 4 chains. This will be my first treble crochet. Then chain 1, another treble crochet here. Chain 1, third treble crochet. So I have total 6. and in the center there's a picot. So I made 3 triple crochets, and I'll chain 2. Picot is up to you, 2 or 3, and then I prefer going into both the loops and making a single crochet. So I get the picot, and then I'll make the remaining 3 triple crochets with the chain in between. The point of this is so that it gradually turns to the for the next row. So kind of, you can say, since I'm turning this into a square, there should be enough room to travel from here to here. And as you can see, it's equally distributed. Now it's come in this, it's almost kind of parallel to this place. So here I can start making whatever pattern I want in these 3. Then my next corner will be here. So if I keep it something like this, straightish, it'll turn into a square. So here what I've done, I've used these 2 squares to make a semicircular pattern. I'll just get into this circle here. Start with a single crochet, half double, double, then I'll chain 1, I'll take half treble. So starting with single, half double, double, half treble, chain 1, then I'll go reverse from half treble, double, half double, and single. So I've split this petal into 2 squares, and then back to making the corner. So I'm directly making a treble crochet. Then chain 1, three treble crochets with chain 1 in between, and then I'll make a picot, chain 2, and oh, hi, I didn't see your message, Francine. Okay, hi. So 3, then picot, then again 3 treble crochets, with the chain in between. So you can see now the square started to form now. So from the circle, I've got one side. So I have to have 4 sides to make it, turn it into a granny square. So I'll continue with the same thing. So basically anything that can be divided by 4, you can start with that to make a granny square. So I started with 24 double crochets here, and then I brought it down to 12, and 12 can be divided by 4. So 4 corners, I marked the 4 corners, and then I just have to get a straight pattern to reach the next corner. So this is one very simple one. So I have these 2 squares to work, and then I can reach the next corner. So using these 2 squares, I'm making this arch or petal shape, starting with single crochet. I made a half double crochet, double crochet and half double crochet. And then after chain 1 on the other side, I'm making the same thing in reverse. So I have to end it with a single crochet. Now this you can make more dense also. I've just used very little stitches. This can be filled with more more of the same. Yeah, so I have my 6 treble crochets here. So I've formed the three corners. There is a mistake somewhere. What have I done? Okay. Okay. It's good to learn from mistakes, right? So this corner, yeah, I got this corner. And I should have worked in this square, but I skipped it. Single crochet, half double crochet, double, then half treble, chain one, reverse in the next, half treble, then double, then half double, and single. So the corner should take one space. I hope I'm doing it right. Yeah. And third corner, so it depends on what you're making. If you're making like a table runner or something like that, then a fine crochet thread is looks pretty. And if you're making something like a bed sheet or a purse or something like that, then the thick yarn suits that. So 3 treble crochets, a picot, then again 3 treble crochets with chain 1 in between. Done. Now the next 2 squares. So I should have in the end 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this I'll make the petal, which is 1 single, 1 half double, 1 double, and 1 treble. You can experiment with different sized stitches for different effect. Okay, I hope now I got it right. So you can see I'm getting these corners. So I got my 3 corners, and the last corner should come here exactly. So just once you get the 4 corners, you can just build up any pattern. Just needs a little bit of experimenting with the number of stitches. So my corner is simple, and it should look a little prominent. So I've used treble crochets for that. And the other sides I've used double crochet. So it just stands out a bit. This is my last corner. Until here, I have just, I have an idea what I'm doing. But after this, I have no idea what I can do. So I'll just see something more to build up. Okay, last 2 squares. So I have my basic square now. If you see, I started with this circle and I got 4 corners and 4 sides. So I've made this into a square. So this is what granny square is. Now I can keep building it up slowly into whatever pattern. So first I need to end this row with a slip stitch. So I had made chain 5 in the beginning. The 5th chain is the chain space. So not that, but the chain below that. The 4th chain is where I'll make my slip stitch. And I'll just show you how I end it. I'm sure many of you are aware how to end it neatly, but I'll just anyways do it. So just a little bit I'll pull. Okay. To get a nice finish, so this chain where I made this slip stitch, I don't know if you can see. This is the chain where the thread is coming out of. This and the chain behind this are merged. So I want to merge it in a way that it looks like a continuous chain. So I'll enter my hook in the next chain, take this yarn, pull it back. Okay, so I hope you can see what I'm doing here. So from this chain, these are the 2 chains I've merged. We've slip stitched into these 2. So this string, I'm taking it to the next chain and then bringing it back into this. Okay, in the very first chain, where I made the slip stitch. And I'll take this string and pull it back. So now if you see, you can't make out where you made the slip stitch. So it looks like a continuous chain here. And actually our slip stitch is here, but we've sort of camouflaged it and now it looks continuous. So you'll not be able to make out where the slip stitch comes. And then you can just weave it at the back. and bring it down here, and we tie this here. So now you will not come to know where the slip stitch is. It becomes very neat. So this is a very basic granny square that I started with just double crochet. And if you make it in a bigger, thicker yarn, this is how the same pattern will look. Only here I've started with single crochets. Here I made double crochets. That's the only difference. Otherwise, the pattern is the same. So I just wanted to show how different yarns give different looks. Now I can just build up more, make it a little bigger. I'll use a little bit of white. So I have to keep it as it is, meaning the corners have to be prominent so that it always sticks out like corners. So I'll start with the corner here, where I made the picot. I'll use a smaller hook. This I used a bigger hook, so you can see the loops are quite big. I'll use a smaller hook this time. Okay, so now as I'm doing this square, I need more stitches because this is becoming bigger. So I'll have to add more stitches as I go by. I'll start with a single chain. Thank you. Okay, then I can either continue with the same pattern or something different. So I'll make 4. And I'll continue with the same thing. So I had made 3 treble crochets, then there's a gap, then 3 treble crochets. So here what I'll do, I'll make treble crochets, but I'll group more together. So in the previous row, I had made 3 treble crochets with chain in between. Here I'll make I'm just trying. I don't know if it'll work because I'm not very good at maths. So if anybody is very good at geometry, I'm sure they can figure it out without making mistakes. But mine is a trial and error method. So let's see. So I made 5 treble crochets. Now I'll chain 3. And then I'll make 5 more. So in the previous round, I had made total 6. In this round, I'm increasing it to 10. The difference is, in the previous round, I had made chain 1 space in between. Here, I'm just grouping it all together. So it's total 10. let's see how it looks. So this is the corner. So the point, the corner should be, part of it should be on this side and the next part here. So it gives a nice square corner. And so I made this chain 3. Now I have to reach the next corner to make this. So again, geometry or maths, I don't know what is to go there. I just can't leap there. So I have to do something. Okay, let's see. So we have a gap here. I'll try making something here. So, okay, I have made a double crochet. I think chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, so I have made 4 and I have to enter this space. So it's getting still a bit stretched. So I need to make a little more. Four, chain 1, 5, 6. So again, I have to check if it's it should be fine. So I made 6 here. And now I'll enter the corner with my treble crochet. After a couple treble crochets, I'll have to check if the tension is right. So I'm just building on this pattern right here. I don't have a written pattern or anything. Okay, so I made 5 treble crochets, then chain 1. Now I have to see if the tension is right. It seems fine. Or maybe if I just, okay, just in case, I'll make one. So I made 6 double crochets here. So after the third one, I'll make chain 3. So this is how it looks. So I think it'll reduce the tension, if any. And then I go on to the next corner and make 5 treble crochets. So this is 5, then I'll chain 3. So that creates a sharp corner. And then 5 more treble crochets. The thing about granny squares is the more colors you add, the more vibrant and lively touch it gives to wherever you're using it. So if it's a table runner or a coaster or something, it really looks good. Even for a bed sheet, if you're making a throw or a shawl or anything, it looks good. Okay, so now I've completed this round and I want to check if the tension is all good. So this seems fine because it's the thing that I need to check is that this is in a proper line and these extra stitches are turning neatly without being too loose or too tight. So I think I have it fine. So then I'll go to the next side. So it's really a trial and error. Granny crochets are actually really very fun to make. You can end up with so many patterns. I can just show you. Like I have this I've made recently. And this is another simple one, something different I tried. I wanted to try this. This is a slip stitch, surface slip stitch, it's called. So you make sort of pattern on the surface using slip stitch. Then here it's more like I made this flower first, like just this flower, a small motif, and then I changed it to a granny square. And something similar, made a flower, and then I made it into a granny square. I still would like to make it build this up. I'd like to make a cube or a purse. Still not decided, but yeah. So now in the center, I'm going to make double crochets with chain in between. So I have made 3 plus 3, 6 double crochets in all. Yeah. And then the corner. I had made a picot here. So if you're planning to build up on this round, then there's no need to make a picot. Hello viewers, I'm making granny square. I don't have a written pattern, I'm just building on. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm really thankful to you people for stopping by. So this is total 10 treble crochets here. So you can see now the tension is all fine and it's gradually adding to the size, this pattern. So this one I made with a bigger hook just to show you, so it looks, the loops are quite big. But if you use the right size, it'll look much better. Okay, so here a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and again chain, total 3 double crochets with chain 1 in between, then 3 chains, and 3 more double crochet. And then the last corner here in the center, I'm making treble crochets. So in this granny square, I just used treble crochets for the corners and double crochet for the sides. So it's a very basic, simple one. So these are my 10 treble crochets. And this is the last side, which is 6 double crochet. 3, then chain 3, and 3 more double crochet with chain 1 in between. So I'm done. Now I just have to join this here. So this is the first treble crochet, which was chain 1, 5. So in the top chain, that's it. I join this. So this is the pattern, and so this has to be neatly. So these are the 2 chains that are joined by slip stitch. So I'll go into the next one, and from underneath I'll take this, pull it back, and in the first part of the first chain, I'll go inside that chain, take this thread and pull it back. So this way you can't make out where the slip stitch is. So it becomes a chain, and it looks quite neat that way. And then you just weave it at the back, and you can tie it together. Okay, so now this further you can build this up one more row, or you can make anything. I don't know if I should try. Okay, I think I'll try something. One more round. So this is basically starting with the magic circle in the center, and then this circle gradually turning it into a square. So that's what granny squares are. Thank you, viewers, for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Okay, so from here, I think I'll change this a bit. Instead of working here again, I think I should connect this. Okay, let's try. I'll keep it simple. So what I'll do, I connected this with the slip stitch, then chain 1, and I'll make a single crochet again here. So this is secure, and I have a single crochet. Then from here, if I want to go here, there are many ways I can do that. I think okay. So I made a chain of 7 stitches, and now I'll just get in here. So far I've been using treble crochet for the corner. Here I'll see using double crochet. One. I can okay, something different I'll try. Okay, 3 double crochets together. Then I'll chain 3 and make one more small cluster, 3 together. Then again chain 3. Together. So what I have to see is if it looks like a corner. No, it doesn't. I need some more stitches and something pointy to make it look like a corner. So what I can do is I'll make this chain 5 and then try accommodate 2 more clusters. 1, 1, 2, 3. Now I have to see if it looks like a corner. It should do. Looks like a corner. Okay, well, I'll have to try. If it doesn't work, I'll have to open it and do it again. But it's okay. And then I'll chain 7, just like here. Attach it with a single crochet here. Then again, chain 7. And enter this corner and make the same thing. Okay, I think I'll give a try making the same thing but with treble crochet and show you the difference. So I have 3 treble crochets together. So I think if I use this, the corner will look much more sharper. I think I should do that, but it's okay. I've started this, so I'll just continue with this. But I think it's a good idea to use treble crochet there. It gives it more sharpness. Okay. Second cluster. chain 5, then 2 more clusters. So I don't have a pattern, guys, so I'm just building it up. So I have no idea how it will turn out. But then that is the fun. Okay, so I got this corner as well. So what I'm doing is I'm just building up on this. And so if I create more areas to work in like this, then I can make one more round, and then I can probably try out some different patterns here. So after this corner, I'm making 7 chain. And then a single crochet here. Again, chain 7. And a double crochet cluster here. I'm making a cluster of 3 double crochet, then chain 3, then 3 double crochet together, then chain 5, chain 3, then chain 7, single crochet here, so it's important to keep checking that there's no tension, like the work should not be curling up or very loose or very tight, because if that starts happening, that means the count has to be changed, like some stitches may have to be added or dropped. Okay, and now this is my last corner, wherein again I'm going to make total 4 clusters of double crochet. I'm keeping these, I don't have a pattern. I'm just crocheting without a pattern, just building up on the basic circle. So if I want to refine or make this look a little different, I probably would like to add more stitches. So this is my last corner. Okay. And finally, I have to attach it here. This is the first single crochet. So I'll make a slip stitch here, attach it. And then again, I have to check if the tensions are right and if the square is proper. Any little curling can be fixed while blocking, but generally it should not have tension. So if you think this is too tight, you can always put a few stitches extra. But I think this is fine. And I'll probably build one more round. So this is quite a basic. I made this chain so I have more working space for this round. So I don't know what I should do here. So I have to remember now here I have 7 chains, 7, 7. 7 means I can okay, I can try. I'll just try. I'm not sure if I want to do it. So I can either make squares like this, which means chain 1 and skip 1. So since this is an odd number that I have here, I made 3. And there's 1 here. I can join it here. Okay. So I'll make one more stitch, skip this, and here I can enter with 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4 and then here so I have to check again the corner. This many stitches is not enough because you can see it's not completely turned here. So the corner should gradually turn like this and come till here so that it's easy to work the next row. But now if I continue with this, it'll get pulled. So I have to add a few stitches. So what I'll do is I'll just remove the picot. Instead, I'll chain 3. Chain 3 or 5. And now I'll check if it's okay. Yeah, it seems okay. The corner. Perhaps I should make 5 here instead of 3. That will give it more. Okay. 3. Let's try this. So guys, I don't have a pattern. I'm just crocheting spontaneously. And that's the reason I keep redoing some of my stitches. So you guys are the motivating factor. When I see viewers, I like to make something different. So thank you all for stopping by. Okay, so now this should be fine. So what I've done is, now you can see it's a very small picot that I made here. So 3 treble crochets, then chain 3 and a picot, 3 chain and 3 treble crochets. So this gives me a nice sharp corner. And then, so here I have just made these squares. You can, I mean, it can be filled in also. I'm just trying something. So now chain 1 and go back to making squares. So I have made 3 squares here in this space. So I'm doing the same thing here. And then chain 1 and back to making these squares. So I skip 1 and I can even, instead of making chain 1 and skip 1, I can just start making in every chain. I'll show you that also, how it looks. Now, sometimes it really seems weird that I keep talking to myself. And I don't even know if there are any viewers then. It's funny. Yeah, so I have kept 2 variations here. Either I can make double crochets in all the chains, or make squares like this, like skip 1 and skip 1 chain, make 1 chain to create a box. So I'm trying out both. And here, just above this, I have a double crochet in this single crochet. So you can see this gap here, and it is filled here. You can try anything. And one more alternative would be, instead of doing all this, I can start making clusters or even bullion stitch in each, which would be like so. This is just 5. You can make 7, 9, 11. So the thicker it is, the prettier it looks. So even that can be made. I'll continue with this. I'll be making a bullion stitch granny square, maybe for my next live. So these are the two variations I'm just showing you here. It can be squares like this, or just fill the whole thing. And this is the corner. I'll make the corner again. Corner is chain 1. Then enter this first space. DC, chain 1, DC, 3 times. Then enter this space. Three double crochets. Chain 5. And again 3 double crochets. So this is how you keep building the square right from a circle. So you can change the stitches also. Like for example, in this pattern, I've used more of shell stitches for the sides. And in this pattern, you can see, again, I made petals. So first make a flower and then turn it into a square. So this is the same. You can always replace treble crochets with a cluster or a bullion stitch or any of those things. So this I'll leave for the moment, and I'll just start something different and in a different yarn just to show you. In a bigger yarn so you can see clearly. For example, if I want to make this flower, if I'm making this one, so in this I first made this flower. I had this flower actually, and then I turned it into a square. So I'll just show you how to turn a flower into a square. So I'll show you this square, this flower. This has a front double post. This is a treble actually. I'll just show you how you can make it. So in a magic ring, as you know, is just making a loop like any knot, only just not tightening it. So you have this loop and then you work in this circle. So chain 1, 2, tighten this, get this loop ready, and then here you work. And in this I made 12 double crochets. So there are two ways to start anything. You can either make directly double crochets, or you can make a round of single crochet and then double. It's just whatever you would wish. So I'll just make directly. So I'll make, okay. Double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So total I'll have 12 double crochets and 12 chain 1s. Sorry guys, I missed many of your messages. Hi to all of you. Okay, 9. And one last one. So chain 1 and a DC. Then I have to join to the other end. So I'll tighten the ring, chain 1, and I'll join it to the top of the chain. I'll use a smaller hook. This is done. So I have 12. Yeah. 12 of these. And I'll just show you how to neatly end the slip stitch. So if you see, slip stitch means this chain and this chain have been merged. So these are actually two, not two now, it's one. But it looks open like this, so we have to just merge it or blend it so that it doesn't look like there are two, it's split. So what you can do is get into the next stitch, underneath the next stitch, so now you can see it's coming from this chain, and I pushed it behind here, and ideally to form a chain it should come back here. So I'll bring it back here and take it back. So now if you see, you can't see the splits. It looks continuous. So it looks neater that way. So now we have our 12 double crochets, and I'll just make a I'll use a different color and just show you the front post. So front post means it will come, okay, front post will be, I'll show you first the first part. So I'll just join another color and chain 3 in this chain 1 gap. I'm making a cluster of 3 DC, right? 1, chain 1, I'll get into the next one, make another cluster, 3, then chain 1, next one, three times, again chain 1, I'm just going into every gap and making a cluster in each one of them. So meanwhile, we have to make sure that the circle is not getting tight or becoming like a bowl, which means that you need to add more stitches or remove some. So that also depends on the yarn. But basically, if you keep the center tight and follow the rule of circle, then it should be fine. The first one was a chain, so it looks quite narrow, but there is gap there. Thank you, all of you viewers, for stopping by. Consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. Okay, now I have to join this to the top of the chain, not here. So the first chain that we made, whatever chain, number of chains you put for the first double crochet, that is where the slip stitch comes. So mine was chain 3. So this is the slip stitch, which is 2 chains. You can see this one and this one. Actually, because of the slip stitch, they are actually together. But if you just leave it, you can see there is a strand here and this. It becomes very confusing. So you can just go into the next stitch and pull this yarn out of that chain, and then you can see this chain come back. So we had replaced the 2 stitches with 1. So now you can't see the slip stitch. It looks quite neat and continuous. So this is the basic. Okay, then you weave it at the back and then tie it neatly. So it doesn't open up. And then cut the remaining part. All this I don't need to tell you all. But since I'm doing it, I'm just... Okay. So I have this now. And to make this flower, I'm using only front posts. So I'll use another color now so that you can see it clearly. All my wool is so tangled. Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry, but just give me one moment. Yeah, all done. So I'll use this color so you can see clearly what's happening. I have to attach this here to this double crochet. Okay, so did you see what I did? I just brought it here so that the working tail is available to me. Okay, and then I'll chain 1. This I'll push it. Two. Okay. Front post. I hope you guys know how to make front post. Make a treble crochet. Okay, I'll show you again. Now if you see, there are 2 stitches here in this DC together. You'll always see 2 above each. Okay, just be mindful of that. And make a single crochet in each of those. You can either make in both strands or just the back loop. It'll just create a different pattern, slightly different. That's all. Okay, so now you're again here in the gap. Treble crochet here in this post from the front. So you can fold this and don't make it too tight, just loose. Done. So you have your triple crochet. This looks too thick because I made one chain 2 here, but eventually it will just get hidden behind. So again, you can see these 2 chain at the top. Just a single crochet on each one. And then again, front post here. This is double crochet. This also is double crochet. And to cover the length, I'm making treble crochet because we need a long stitch. Okay, so it sort of creates an outline for each of the petal. That's how this one is. The only changes, I've used the same color here and for this cluster. And here I've used different colors so you can clearly see how it is worked. So we'll go back in this next double crochet, fold all this. So it's a long stitch. Then we attach it to the top of the next stitch. So this is called the front post. There's also a back post wherein the same thing, you work at the back. Using this flower, you can even make it as a locket. In one of my shots, I made, I think I have a necklace made of this as a locket. It looks nice. In case you're interested, you can just have a look. So this flower can be turned into a granny square, and this forms the center of the granny square. Okay, this is the last front post. Sorry guys, I think there was something wrong with my Wi-Fi for a moment. I'm really sorry about that. So these are the last two stitches. Then, as I said, we'll join it to this top stitch. So just make sure that the two chains are there and you're not making a slip stitch in any of those. So the flower is ready now. And this again, you can just merge it with the chain in the front to give a nice finish. And then weave at the back. Okay, so this is ready. Now to change this flower to a granny square, the rule of the granny square is naturally we have to have 4 corners. And this has 1, 2, 12 portions. So 12 can be divided by 4. So it will give you, if you see here, this is the same flower. So I have divided it into 2. Okay, I'll use another color. And then you can see how so I'm going to use another color to make the square sides. So I'll join it to one of these end of this front post to one of the chains. So now I have to create 4 corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how to create that? If I divide into 3 parts, 3, 3, I get 4 corners. So, okay, let's see. I'll make 7 chain, join it here in the next post, then five, 6, 7. This time skip 1, join it here. Seven, join it to the next. Skip 1 and single crochet. So my aim is to get 4 corners. So, sorry, there's a knot here. I think we really need to be good at geometry at least. Joining here. So, join here. Again, chain 7. And join here. So I prefer to use a smaller hook for joining for a slip stitch. Okay, so if you see, I have these 4 corners. So already the square structure is getting formed. So all I have to do is I have to work a pattern or put stitches in these 4 that can make it more pointed, like here, and it can look sharp like a square, and then I can make something here as well. So in this motif, if you see, I've left the chain, and in the corner I made 2 clusters. Then again, so I can make the same thing. Welcome, viewers. Hello to everyone. I'm just making some granny squares. I have some samples here, and different kind. This is a surface slip stitch, which I've worked on this and this one is the same as this. This is in a single color and this is in multiple colors and a different yarn. So you can see the difference. So I'm just making some basic granny squares. It's quite popular and you can make a lot of projects with granny square. So in this corner, this is my first corner. So I'll enter this corner first with a slip stitch and then chain 3 and I want to make a cluster. So here I made a chain 4 DC cluster, 5 actually. Okay. Four, I'll see 5. So cluster, that is all together, chain. And then I want to make one more cluster here. So 2, 3. Should be sufficient. I'll see. So I'm making 5 double crochets, but I'm not ending them. I just come to this point where I have just one loop on the hook for each double crochet. And then I'll pull the yarn through all of them. And then, okay, now let me, as I'm doing, this doesn't look like a very pointed square. It looks a bit circular. So I should actually make some more chains here. I had made only 3. I'll make 5, and I think that should be sufficient. And then I'll make the cluster. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now if you see, this looks much sharper now for a square. So I'm happy with that. And then here, since I'm making this pattern, I have made, hello, hi guys. So I'm just going to make a chain of 1, 4, okay. So I have to get into this corner to make my next 2 clusters. And for that, I'll have to make some amount of chains. So I made 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 seems fine. And then I'll make my 5 DC clusters again here. chain 5 and make another cluster again. So if you have crochet flowers or pieces, motifs that you made while practicing or for some project and you don't know what to do with it, like I have plenty of such motifs that I just made for fun or whatever. I have plenty more. I can't find it. Like I have these flowers and some, all this. So if you also have these things and you don't know what to do with them, you can turn them into granny squares or triangles or any granny shape. And then you can use it for a lot of things. So just subscribe to my channel and I'll keep coming up with ideas that we can use together. Because that's how I learn to make things. And I have a lot of leftover things, then I don't know what to do with it and I don't want to throw it. So then I come up with something that I can do to reuse them. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, and then the next corner. So granny square is basically to get the corners right. And then while you're traveling to make the corners, you have to just do the sides as well. So if you see what I'm doing, I've just, for the sides, I've just made chains. And I think this length of the chain should be fine, but at some point if I feel it's too short, I might have to open it and make it longer, but I feel it's fine. And then this is my last corner. So I don't have any written pattern here, but if you're interested in having a written pattern, let me know. I'll add it to the description box. So now I add it to the so yeah, this is important to make sure that the square has the tension is right, otherwise it'll all curl up like this. But I know this will be fine because I'll be adding more stitches, so it should be fine. Okay, so this last one, I have to add it slip stitch to the top of the chain. Okay, it seems like, why is it so tight? It should be fine. So, so I've joined it here. Now, if I want, I can change the color or again continue with the same. So, guys, if you just feel while you're doing that it's curling up like this, you can, like, instead of making 7 here, you can make 8 chains. Here I made 5. You can make 6 or 7 here. So just a few chains extra, it'll open up the square a little better. And once this is done, I've just make a nice finishing. I'm telling you people to make nice finishing and I'm struggling with it myself. Okay. Okay. So let's hope this opens up when I do my next round. Otherwise, I'll have to open and add extra chains everywhere. So, so basically, this is how you turn a motif or a flower or anything circular into a square, especially if you have the flower in which is divisible by 4 because you need 4 corners. So it's fine. If it's an odd number, you can make a triangle or hexagon or any shape. So basically, from a flower, any of these motifs, circular motifs, you can turn it into any granny shape you want. So here I have I'll show you what I did. So you can work in any corner. Here I've just made loops, not necessary. If you can think of something else, you can make something else. Okay, I'm trying to make some treble crochets here. So there's plenty of space here. And while making corners, the thing to remember is the corners should whatever the pattern is should be in such a way that it provides half of it can be continued this side, and the remaining half we should be able to continue it on the other side. So I've chained 3 here, and I'm just hoping that it's enough to turn. Three, four, and 5. So just repeat myself. So now this corner is such that you have a point, and plus it looks like this side has already a kind of straight line going parallel to this, and even this side we have a already started pattern that is going parallel to this side. So then you know that the corner is fine. So if you see, your hook is parallel to this, which means this many stitches is good enough. And something simple that I've tried here is to kind of, like give it a butterfly kind of effect. It's not exactly butterfly, but like wings. So what I've done is just, let's try. I made 4, chain 4, and all these single chains, I'll make chain 5. And then just collect all these and make a single crochet. Simple. Then chain 5 and go to the next corner. So it's not too complicated, it's simple and something slightly different also. I mean, you can always experiment with different things. So I'm hoping once I make this corner, my square seems a little more relaxed. It seems quite tense now. It's all curled up. Five, and then I'll make chain 3, and then 5 more treble crochets. Viewers, please consider subscribing to my channel. It'll be really helpful. And also, please leave a comment. You can even leave a comment saying that you don't like this channel. Any comment is fine. It'll just be something that I can work on. Okay. So now this part, this is up to you. I've just kept it like it looks like a curve, versus in this it was more straightish. So this itself So this is the wing kind of or star, or I don't know, whatever it looks like, effect. Instead of making some more pattern here in this square, I just focused more on the corners and kept the sides very simple. So you can experiment with different types. So I'll chain 5 and gather these 2 long chains, which are just lying idle. Then single crochet, then chain 5, and then get into my next corner, which is again 5 treble crochets. And the thing with granny squares is that you can stop it at any point, or you can keep continuing it till it becomes like a blanket or throw or anything. So you can keep on building, so you have one central motif and the entire pattern is around it. Or you can make one piece and make some more squares the same way and then attach it all like motifs. So it's granny squares is, or any granny shape for that matter, even triangle, hexagons. It's really fun to just try different projects. So this is what I meant when I said the next round should straighten out my square. So this is the last, okay. Chain 5, collect these 2 chains, join with a single crochet, chain 5, and the last corner. So for the corners, I made 5 treble crochets, chain 3, and 5 treble crochets again, total 10 in each corner. Then chain 5, collect these 2 chains, single crochet, chain 5 and attach it to the top of this 1, 2, 3 to the third chain, because my treble crochet was three chains. So I'll attach it to the top. So this is the pattern. You can see this variation here. It's the same pattern. So I just made the central motif first and then the corners. So you can keep building the corners, keep changing the corners. Like I can, from here, I can still work, change color. And if I want to straighten this out, like if I don't want the skirts, I can straighten it out. So I can just add more layers. But I'm just thinking this looks fine. Or maybe I can, I don't know. I'll think. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be making more granny crochets. Some of these are the samples that I have. I'll cover this also, and I'll make this as well. Maybe tomorrow or next week. And even this is also, I would like to tell you what surface slip stitch is, and it looks pretty on different projects. So I hope you join me again next week, and please consider subscribing to my channel. It would be really kind of you to help me out here. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. See you guys all. Bye-bye.